My name is Betty Wallace. I live at 133 Northeast 37th Street. The questions that they'd like us to go through, we bought our house in 1995 and we moved down here permanently in 1998. Before we moved down here, we lived in Charlotte. Earl and I both owned companies in Charlotte. We retired from those companies in 1998. I will be 55 in about 2 weeks. So everybody tell me happy birthday this month. The third question they want, your occupation if you're not retired. I am retired or semi-retired. I began in 1999 volunteering for local dog rescue groups. So my current occupation, if you can call it that, is running a dog rescue group called Tails You Win. And then I also volunteer for several groups in town, and I do the videography for the town council meetings and broadcast those on Channel 8. My experience, I don't have a whole lot of formal education. I'm a high school graduate. Most of my education was when I was in management in companies, and I went for continuing education in the areas that I was interested in and I was very good at, and that ended up being I'm very good with computers and I'm very good with financials. I have found that financials make sense to me, and so I have spent most of my career working in management, dealing with the financial aspects as a CFO, also with human resources, determining the proper amount of insurance, that sort of thing. In 1990, I went to work for a company in Charlotte that was called Sunbelt Video. That was actually a client of McGladrey & Poland, which was an accounting firm that I worked with at that time. And after about a year, they put the company up for sale. And I went home and talked to Earl. And I said, this is a diamond in the rough. It was a NASCAR television broadcast company. So we bought the company. We closed on the company in 1992. It was almost bankrupt. It was on the very edge of bankruptcy. And in 6 years, we quadrupled the gross revenues of the company, and I was instrumental in increasing the value of the company to the point that when we sold our shares, it was a sufficient amount of money for us to retire. So I'm very good with financials. I'm very good with getting down to the bottom line. I'm very good with documents, with information, disseminating information, and interpreting information. Information related to your immediate family. Earl and I have been married since 1990. He's actually known my family since I was 11 years old. So it was like marrying a hometown friend. Earl has 2 daughters, I have 2 sons, and our 9th grandchild was just born in March. So we have 9 grandchildren spread across North and South Carolina. Political affiliation, I'm a Republican, but that doesn't mean that I always vote Republican. I vote the way that I feel that makes the most sense and with whoever I agree with the most. My most admired politician, probably Jim Pendergrass. Most of you probably don't even know who that is, but he was the sheriff. He was elected sheriff in Mecklenburg County. I was instrumental in helping him get elected, and he was asked by the head of Homeland Security to go to Washington a couple of years ago to head up a new department in immigrations and customs enforcement. And he's been a long-time friend of the family. So I admire him. He did such a good job as sheriff in Mecklenburg County that they tapped him to come to Washington and help with Homeland Security. I drive a pickup truck and a 1987 Jeep Wrangler that we tooled the dogs around down on the beach. What sets me apart from, and I don't like the word opponent, political campaigns, I like to say that you're running for an office, and I'm running for the office of mayor. What sets me apart is that I have always, my entire business life, and the entire time I've been down here, I have concentrated on getting the information out. I am very good at disseminating the information. Was that 5 minutes?
Yeah.
That went by a lot quicker than I thought it would. Thank you.
I've got to say one other thing I was asked to do and I forgot it. And that's to mention the fire exits. And we do have one over here in the computer room. We got one right back here in this little room. We got one in the side door you came in. If need be, we got one out front. So they've been mentioned. Now, hopefully we don't need them, but they've been mentioned. Okay, Johnny.
Put that thing where I could get it out. Betty and I have been swapping mics back and forth for a long time during all these meetings, so we're used to that. I'm Johnny Vereen. I'm your current mayor, and it's been my honor and my pleasure, and I'm really pleased that I've been fortunate to represent this community for the last 2 terms. I lived here all my life. My home of record is 119 Northeast 31st Street, and I've lived there since I got out of school. I've got a vast amount of experience as far as politics are concerned. I've been privileged to serve this community for over 14 years in the current town, one of the current towns at Long Beach before both of these were merged, and the last 4 years at Oak Island. I can't thank you enough for that time, and I've tried to take that time to lead us in the direction, even when times were good and when times were bad. I've been married to my wife for 14 years. She's sitting down on the end down there. She's Jane. A lot of people say they've never seen her before. But she's a wonderful lady. She has put up with a lot of things that I have to put up with 24 hours a day. Politics, I'm a Democrat. But my very Democratic friends say that it's hard to tell that I am sometimes because I'm so conservative. I vote for the people that I think are in the best interest, that serve each of us. And in the position that I've been as mayor over the years, it was necessary to be able to walk both sides of the halls, whether it be in North Carolina legislature or in Washington. My favorite person is Thomas Jefferson. And I can't go on far enough about the things and the values that I saw in Thomas Jefferson, the man that I have a deep respect for and I've spent a lot of time reading about him. I drive a 94 Lincoln. I don't know what that has to do with anything. It has 110,000 miles, if that helps you. It requires some work. I can't say that anything sets me apart from Betty. Betty and I are 2 different people. Betty's very good at what she does. She has served this community well. Sounds like I'm running her campaign manager now. But, you know, I have nothing but praise for what she's done. I think what makes me different, if anyway, is the care that I have for each of you. I know all of you don't agree on that. I know all of you don't agree with me every day, but we don't agree with each other most of the time, so that's not anything unusual. But the idea is to focus on the future, where we're going to go, adapt to whatever circumstances that come about, whether times are good or bad, but to wake up and remember that we're going to have a future. And that's about all I got to say. Thank you.